Hey guys, Ash St. Gelais here from the Real Estate Freedom Realty Group. I'm super excited you tuned in today because today I'm going to share with you the 3 top strategies that you can implement to protect yourself and your assets as a real estate investor. Because there's nothing more powerful than fear to stop us. Fear is something that we all face and it can really stop us in our tracks. So the key here is to first understand the principles of how you can protect yourself. And then, second of all, you need to run a benefit analysis. So, is it worth the potential overcoming of your fears, potentially running into problems for the potential reward? Because what might make sense for you might not make sense for me, and vice versa. So, I'll go ahead and jump right into this really powerful content. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today are 2 ways that you can reduce your liability as a real estate investor. So when you have an asset or a property and you have tenants living there, you are opening yourself to liability because if something happens on your property, somebody might sue you. So ways to protect yourself are, first, if you can, based on your financing, own your property in an LLC. When you own your property in an LLC and you run it like a business and you have a separate bank account and you follow the state regulations to run your property through an LLC, this protects you because it's essentially a separate entity between your property and your tenants and people who are visiting is owned by this LLC, which is then owned by you. So when you run your LLC like an LLC and you follow all the guidelines, it actually provides an extra layer of protection between you and your personal assets and anything bad that happens at the property. Now, if your lending option, if your mortgage doesn't allow you to own your property in the name of an LLC, another option is to increase your liability protection on the insurance policy with that particular property, or to even invest in an umbrella liability policy. They don't cost that much money and they can provide a lot of protection in case something bad does happen. I always like to say, plan for the worst and hope for the best. So this is a great way to do that. Second great way to protect yourself is to qualify your tenants. By qualifying your tenants, you are taking the power into your own hands of doing everything you can to ensure that your tenants will perform well. So this means having qualification standards for your tenants. So many horror stories come from landlords who are tired of showing properties, who honestly get a little bit lazy and give the rental unit to the first person who comes along who says that they have it. This is a very risky, very risky action to take. And this is where we hear about so many horror stories with tenants who trash the property, who aren't respectful, who aren't able to pay rent on an ongoing basis, who don't follow any of the property rules. They might even have additional people come live with them. So this is a really important way to set you and your tenants up for success in their new home. And lastly, this kind of relates back to the first tip, is to run your properties like a business. Because the fact of the matter is, even if you don't own the property in an LLC, this is still a business. So make sure that you are prepared to take care of your property and your residents really well. This means having a plan so that if there is a maintenance emergency, you are available to take care of it, or you can call on somebody else to take care of it for you. So again, just running your real estate like a business, because it is a business. And when you pay attention to the details and when you plan ahead, that is when not only will you reap the benefits of having an asset that works for you 24/7, all day, every day, even while you're sleeping, and also being able to take care of somebody in their own home. You know, one thing that we take very seriously at the Real Estate Freedom Realty Group is that yes, this is a great way to build wealth over time, and we are providing a really important basic human need in the form of housing. And so make sure that you're taking care of your residents just as well as you're taking care of your property. So I hope that this was helpful today, as following the top 3 strategies for protecting yourself and your assets as a real estate investor. I would love to share more tips and tricks just like this. So if you haven't joined us already, be sure to hop on our email list below. We've got some really cool things that will send you directly to your inbox and some really awesome online events we can't wait to invite you to. All right, so you have a most fabulous day. We'll talk to you later.